Hi everybody, Patrick T and LICSW. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and welcome back to another role play about childhood trauma and childhood trauma recovery. The scenario in this video is, it is about the flying monkey sort of term. Nope, let me start all over again. I think it was better to just start off with the Wizard of Oz, so we'll do that. You know, when I was a kid, when first couple times that I saw the movie The Wizard of Oz, and experienced those flying monkeys who were supporting the Wicked Witch, totally terrified me and really scared the pants off me, because as a kid I was thinking, how do you get monkeys to fly? How do you have that kind of magic over somebody? Which is one thing. And then the other concept is, how do you get sort of like monkeys to sort of do your bidding and be like your henchmen and your sort of soldiers? So the term flying monkeys, when it comes to the toxic family system or narcissistic abuse or the alcoholic family system or whatever, when it comes to children being raised in toxic dysfunction, I think it's the most perfect term that I've sort of heard of, because if you've seen that movie, if you haven't seen the movie, just jump on the clips if you, and it'll even make the whole thing more perfect, because it is just such a freaky sort of powerful thing that is about sort of just generally the weird feelings we get about how other people can support somebody who is sort of really toxic. So that's what the video is going to be about. Usually I do a video that's about sort of an inner child role play with an adult, or I'm doing sort of a child and a toxic parent role play. This role play is really focused on a conversation between siblings, between a brother and a sister, and including a dad. So the scenario is there is a toxic mother, where you could look at her as having either narcissistic personality disorder or sort of medical pathology or borderline personality disorder, and she's not even in the role play. She's in the background. And the flying monkeys are a brother and a father who are being abusive to a daughter about not supporting the mother in the background. And all of this will sort of make sense as you sort of see the role play unfold. And like my other role plays, I'm doing that with like the abusive take on how the whole thing would go down. I'll run the whole role play again in the second part, which would be sort of what it would be like if the family was healthy and there was someone who was that toxic in the family, and the brother and the father are very healthy with the daughter and the sister about it. Daughter and the sister are one person. And then in the third take, we're doing the empowered daughter standing up to her father and standing up to her brother, who are the flying monkeys in this video. So I hope the video is helpful. As always, in a separate video, I will do sort of a clinical analysis. And the thing I want you guys to pay attention to, like in what I was talking about with the Wizard of Oz, is just how much influence and power how the toxic person in the family has over all the other members in the family. And you could look at this as sort of, when I worked in a psych unit, they used to call it splitting, where a person with a pathology would come in and split the psychiatrist from the nurse staff, and they would just kind of manipulate, not on purpose, it was just sort of like how it all kind of plays out. And that is very evident in our sort of family systems. Bradshaw has this great analogy about shame in the toxic family system, as trauma survivors, he says shame is like the sun, and all the other emotions are in a fixed orbit, they can't grow, they can't change, because they're so fixed from the primary emotion of shame. And I've heard the same analogy about sort of having either the parent, the most toxic member of the family, the alcoholic parent, the narcissistic parent, whatever, they are also like the sun in the solar system, and all the other family members are the planets in a fixed orbit. Like, they do not leave. They are sort of trapped with that person, and they behave in a way relevant to the gravity of this person. So I hope that makes sense. Anyway, I'll just run the role play. Here goes, and then we'll recap at the end. Hey, what's up? Mom's crying, and you need to tell me what you said to her. I try to explain to her, but I couldn't come. Is she okay? No, she's not okay. Like usual, you just think about yourself, and it wrecks her. And now we have to take care of her. Just like last Christmas, she's locked herself in her room over something you said, and Dad and I have been trying to get her out ever since. I can't believe you've done this again. I'm sorry. I was just trying to explain to her. Explain what? That despite everything she's done for us, raised you, dealt with your education, and puts up with all your so-called problems, that you refuse to come home when she has cancer? She has cancer? She didn't tell me she has cancer. It just sounded like she had a precautionary biopsy to do. Did the doctor call her back or something? I don't know. All I know is she's having surgery and you're not going to be there by her side. She's a mess right now because of you. Well, Michael, it's a day surgery to get a simple biopsy. It's just precautionary. They haven't diagnosed her with anything unless something has changed in the last 20 minutes. Like that matters. You're always effing splitting hairs. Like you wouldn't be worried if you had to get a test like this. Michael, getting tested for cancer is different than actually having it. Oh my God, whatever. What did you say to her? I'm sure you were so empathic because that's all you go on about when you're actually here. Michael, I'm sorry I'm putting you through this, but I told her I can't get there. I have work meetings on Tuesday and Wednesday. You guys are a 10-hour drive away from me, and I've already tried to explain all this to her. It's a pandemic and it's not safe for us to all go in with her for just a biopsy in a hospital. You know, when I work in health, they don't allow anybody to go into an appointment like that. And it'll just take like an hour and then she goes home. She would move heaven and earth if it was for you. You couldn't explain to your boss or call mom's docs and make them bend the rules a little bit about us being there? And come on, you should know better that the pandemic is only risky for older people. Michael, that doesn't even make any sense. I'm sorry, but I can't. What did she say after my phone call with her? She said that she'll probably end up with a malignant mass due to the stress that you are putting her through. Whoa, Michael, that's extreme. Listen, hear me out. I'm really sorry, but she's making this out to be so much bigger than it actually is. She does this. Remember when she kept changing doctors because no one was right about her? And she made hire that patient advocate who just later quit? Michael, I think mom has mental problems and I think she does this to get attention. This is the thing. I've seen this in the hospital. And remember last year when she was convinced she was diabetic and she made Aunt Mary do a total diabetic Thanksgiving meal, but then she refused to eat it and just complained about it? She set the whole thing up for attention. And she even made Aunt Mary not want us to ever speak to us again. Also, remember when you were getting sober and she refused to come to the family meeting because she was sick of doctors? She doesn't show up for you the way that she demands you show up for her. You're unbelievable. You know, maybe she was worried about me and it just came out that way, okay? Maybe those doctors gave her the runaround. Maybe that advocate sucked. And maybe Aunt Mary phoned it in. That meal did kind of suck, you know? You know what, Kay? Maybe her life isn't as easy as yours is. And you know, you think about that instead of just pointing out everyone's fault all the time. Hold on, Dad's trying to join the call. Kay, your mother's inconsolable and what's all this about? Are you coming or not? Dad, I'm sorry. I was just trying to tell Michael. Excuses. You were giving me excuses. Kay, this is really important to your mother and Mike and I, and we can't take care of her alone. She says you're abandoning her and she won't come out of the bedroom. Dad, I was just trying to tell her it's just a biopsy and you know, your mother and I took vows to care for each other. Those are sacred. Family is sacred. And you need to be able to drop anything at any given time, and that's what I signed up for, and your mother needs us all. We have to show up, especially for those who need it the most, Kay. You know what, Kay? I'm done. Mom says she's not coming out of her bedroom until you agree to come. This is on you. Let us know by the end of the day. I'll come. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, you guys shouldn't have to do this alone. We don't want you to do it just for us, okay? Hey, what's up? Mom's crying after talking with you, and she's doing that freak out thing again. I wanted to see if you were okay. I heard her yelling, and she always needs an enemy, even if it's her kids. Thanks. I'm okay, I'm just punchy. You know, I just try to explain to her that, but are you okay? I'm hitting a wall. She's locked herself in a room again, and she's making it to be like we're all not doing enough for her. Really sick of this. You know, you're 10 hours away in the middle of a pandemic, and she expects everybody to just drop everything for her. I'm sorry you have to deal with this. I was just trying to explain. Okay, I think she's getting worse. You know, this is just an examination, right? But she's making it to be like an all-day daytime soap opera. Yep. I was trying to explain to her that it's just a biopsy and doesn't warrant me coming all the way up there for it. Michael, that appointment won't take more than an hour and a half. And I'm sure it's hard and uncomfortable, but people do it alone all the time. She could drive home alone, it's that easy. She's making this to sound like she already has cancer. You know, I think I have to move out. I can't take her needing an enemy so much. If I'm not at her beck and call, she goes to Dad. And if Dad isn't at her beck and call, she goes to me. And if it's not me or Dad, she goes to the doctor or Dad's family or it's the neighbor. And Dad can't get her to go to therapy either. You know, he's setting limits, but it's an absolute S show with her. I think you're right. I think it is getting worse. You know, I feel like we should do an intervention, but I feel like she would just become a puddle and just act out the whole time. Yep, she would. Dad and I already tried. You know, we tried that 2 weeks ago and she locked herself in a room and threatened to not come out until Dad wrote her an apology letter. Hold on, Dad's joining the call, okay? Kay, are you okay? Michael told me she lost it on you. I'm okay, Dad. I'm just sorry that I'm not there to help you guys out with this. You don't want to be here, trust me. Kids, this is all on me. I should have addressed her behavior years ago. It's just a frickin' biopsy appointment and she's pretending she's already on life support. No one can handle this kind of high maintenance. Kay, I'm sorry she loses it on you. She scapegoats you and has these tantrums when the world doesn't swoop in. Honey, you've done nothing wrong to deserve that, and neither does Michael. Dad, I'm really sorry how she treats you. What can I do to help? You know, kids, I think I need to handle this on my own. I should have done this years ago, but she needs psych treatment. And if she doesn't want that, I might have to separate from her. There's been too much damage in this family because of her acting out. I should have listened to my sister years ago when she warned me, and I'm sorry I didn't protect the two of you enough as kids. You know, I have to remind myself that she's an adult, and if she can't handle these basic things, then she needs something else. I don't know what yet, but this is not okay. I don't know, maybe it's time her siblings set up and step up and support her till we get something in place. I love you guys, and I will check in with you later about this, okay? Okay, Dad, love you. Love you. Love you. Hey, Michael, what's up?
Mom's crying, and you need to tell me what you just said to her.
I told her, Michael, that day surgery for a biopsy doesn't warrant me coming all the way up there.
I can't believe you. You know, as usual, you just think about yourself. She's locked herself in her room and is hysterical, and it's your fault.
Mom's responsible for her own feelings and her behaviors, Michael.
You're amazing. You know, she's faced with cancer, and you do nothing to help like we do.
Tell me how she has cancer. Tell me how you've gotten to that conclusion already.
Don't play these I'm smarter than you games just because you happen to work in healthcare. You know what I mean.
What do you mean, Michael? Has she been diagnosed with cancer?
Like that matters. You're always effing splitting hairs, like you wouldn't be worried about getting a test like this.
Michael, getting tested for cancer is different than having it. And you are engaging in drama. She does not need this level of attention, and you're feeding right into it. I have work meetings on Tuesday and Wednesday. You guys are a 10-hour drive from me, and I've explained this to her. It's also a pandemic, and it's not safe for all of us to go in there with her for just a biopsy. They wouldn't even allow us to go to accompany her in there. It only takes an hour, and then she goes home. Besides all that, it's insane that you don't get that, because you're just buying into her sickness.
So she's just sick to you, huh? Oh my God, whatever. You know, what did you say to her? I'm sure you were so empathic because that's all you seem to talk about when you're here.
I told her exactly what I just walked you through. I'm not coming up there, and I'm not responsible for her being toxic about this.
Come on, she would move heaven and earth if it was for you. You couldn't explain to your boss or call Mom's doctors and make them bend the rules a little bit about, and come on, you should know better that the pandemic is only risky for older people.
Michael, that doesn't even make any sense.
You know what? She says she'll probably end up with a malignant mass because of you.
Michael, you are trying to guilt and blame me and manipulate me, and it's toxic that you just went there. You don't get to shame me anymore about anything.
Whatever. I don't even know what that means. You know what, Kay? Maybe her life isn't as easy as yours is. You ever think about that? Or do you ever consider that she's your mother? Hold on, Dad's joining the call.
Kay, your mother's inconsolable, and what's this all about? Are you coming up here or not? Dad, listen. You and Michael are being manipulated by Mom because she needs to be a victim, and you're both trying to rescue her, and it's all fake. She needs an enemy, and in this case it's me, just because I'm disagreeing with her.
But you are the enemy though, Kay.
Kay, this is really important to your mother, and Mike and I can't take care of her alone. She says you're abandoning her, and you know, your mother and I took vows to care for each other, and those vows are sacred. Stop. I'm leaving this conversation. I don't need you to understand my points, but you both need to stop dragging me into this as if I caused her behavior. At the end of the day, she can drive herself to an appointment and be an adult and get herself back, and then wait for the results. I am not responsible for her locking herself in a room because she can't handle life without being toxic about it. Don't call me again about this. Goodbye. So there you have it, and I hope that the role play was helpful. I think the second part is when my mentor taught me how to do these role plays. The second most powerful part would be the contrasting healthy family system, to see that, because I think when you see that second part of the brother and the father getting it, I think that that's what really is what we need. And to see that usually sparks off a bit of grief, because that's the thing we battle with them against, of trying to get them to get it, our own codependency. You could see in that sort of first one where the daughter was trying to get the brother to like sort of spell out her case, and he just keeps shooting her down. So in the second part, to have the brother just come right out of the gates, totally get it, and be concerned for her, that's really what a healthy family system would look like. And it's actually rare that a lot of people sort of get that if you grew up in trauma and dysfunction. If you have anybody in the family that actually gets this stuff, it's a total rare unicorn, and it's really something to be grateful for, to have somebody in the family that gets it. And because most of us sort of don't. Most of us are usually, when it comes to our family system, like this daughter, is trying to battle what the truth is when it comes to the toxic parent. And that's what I really think the effect of having flying monkeys in our life is. They can be so attacking on what your truth is, and they really don't care. They're only supporting the toxic family person or whatever. And I really kind of think it allows them to not feel or pay attention to how they're treated. Just drama, just that Cartman drama triangle stuff, just more of that sort of powerful influence in the family. I hope the video was helpful. If you would like more resources, I've started to do e-courses on my website. There's something called the Children's Bill of Rights. If you want to check that out, that might be on this corner or that corner of the video, a little card. And it's a resource video designed about exploring your family system and making more sense of it, and contrasting what happened in childhood with what's going on in our present life and making correlations there. I hope the video was helpful, you guys, and as always, may you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be joyous. Stick around for a clinical analysis video in about a week or so, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.